Bottoms up, Terry. There we go. Oh, Terry.
And an extra face of me.
Double Terry. Hey Ryan, guess what? It's the Immaterial Gamers podcast. That's what. It's podcast number 251.
251.
Yeah. So live from an undisclosed location, and we've managed to find him. Rumors of his demise have been greatly exaggerated. It's Terry. Oh my god, he's able to do the Kermit the Frog thing and not be at 3 frames per second. You should have saw what it was like when we were getting set up.
I could fix that. I can go back to 3 frames.
All he needs to do is switch over to start playing Ark.
Yeah, running Ark apparently at max graphics absolutely obliterates. Well, I guess it's because I'm using NVIDIA broadcast for my camera. So it's probably just obliterating the graphics card.
That is,
And-
yeah.
And
That is the thing.
NVIDIA broadcast has nothing left over.
Ooh, nope. Oh, the thing is, when we drink sparkling water at the beginning of a thing, you know what's there?
You get gassy?
Gassy, yeah. Also, just having to try and turn on the mic and turn it off every time I try and cough, because I'm guessing someone wasn't well at first time chat from Martin's sister.
Woo!
That's how that works. Yeah, so from an undisclosed location is Terry, and reporting from Zorn, about to get his face smashed in by a giant robot man. Hi, I'm
Or
that
or
guy.
the back
I'm
of your
Ryan.
head, probably.
Oh yeah, my head caved in. There we go. That actually no, I've got the chair. That might take some of it. I might just get a fractured skull instead. You know. On the other. Anyway, it's your boy. It's Ryan. So now that we've celebrated drinking sparkling water, which is the weirdest thing I've ever done. It's not the weirdest thing I've ever done, but it's up there. How's it been, Terry? Long time no talk.
It's been busy.
A while.
It's been busy. I did a 73-hour work week the other week.
Pardon, fuck?
Yeah, a 73-hour work week. 1 week, 73 hours.
Do you not have the working time directive over there?
No.
Wow. Are you aware of what the working time directive is?
No.
Okay, in the UK, it's a maximum working week that any employee is able to do, and you have to opt out of it if you wish to do sort of more. So you can do overtime and stuff like that, but generally there is a maximum amount of hours that a human being is supposed to work. And our stupid government wants to get rid of the working time directive. To be fair, our stupid government would prefer it if all the poor people ended up in the workhouses again. But
Yeah, the only people that are limited on hours are really just things like transportation drivers and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that just happens everywhere. I assume you've got the same sort of thing like everywhere else. Is like what is it, like a sort of a card or something that just determines your driving hours?
It's all electronic now.
Right.
And you have to basically log into a system, and it will register. It's actually logged directly from the vehicle. And in Canada and the US now, it's mandatory e-logs.
Right.
Which is hooked up to the computer of the truck. Therefore, it can't be falsified as long as you log in. If you get caught driving without being logged in, it's a big problem. But even not logged in, it still registers vehicle movement, therefore vehicle drive time. And the company is liable for driving time and has to allocate it to a driver. So if the vehicle's moving, it has to be allocated to a driver.
Yeah.
And you're only allowed 70 hours in a week tops as a driver.
Yeah, I get that. You see, I remember this because of funny things. I used to work customer service for the furniture department of a company. Well, I was working for an outsourcer who was contracted for the furniture department of a major retail brand. For sake of argument, we'll call them Spark and Mensa. Uh, and yeah, there was nothing worse than having a call from a customer going, "Do we know when my delivery's turning up?" It said they were going to deliver it between 9 and 5 today, or whatever. I've booked the day off to be here, and you phone the delivery courier or whatever, and they say, "Yeah, they were on their way, and they ran out of driving hours." And it's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's great. That's great. He's off home. That's fine. What are we gonna do?"
Yeah,
Uh,
it unfortunately happens. Usually drivers at fault, but unforeseen circumstances can arise.
mm,
As a professional driver, I would know the biggest part of the job is managing your hours and figuring out whether or not you're going to be able to make deliveries and
yeah.
stuff like that.
I mean, to be fair, that's not as funny as the story, and I don't know if I've actually told. I don't think I've told it on a podcast. So, still remembering the story of a customer who was so unhappy regarding the quality of a bed that was being delivered and installed that they blocked the driveway, preventing the drivers from leaving. There was a situation because it's a bed. If you're installing a bed and there's a problem with the fitting and you couldn't leave them with an unsafe bed, you had the
Yeah.
option of getting an emergency bed in. So we just find an outlet somewhere, just get them a bed, within a day or two or whatever, and just put it there until such a time that their item can be brought in. Yeah, the customer wanted it there and then at that point, and they determined they determined that the drivers were not leaving until they got it.
Yeah, unfortunately, they can't get it if the drivers can't leave.
Oh no, they wanted someone else. She's basically I've given away the gender at that point now. They've basically said though, you are not the drivers are not leaving until that bed arrives. Bring another driver. I don't care. Bring a couple of people from Sparks and Mensa to go over and bring it in. But they're not leaving until they have. It went on for 5 hours.
And the cops didn't
I
get
was I think I
involved?
was I was floor walking at that point, so it was just like, what is going on here? But to be fair for the drivers, they didn't feel like they were being falsely imprisoned. They had tea and biscuits. They didn't care. Are you Right, we should probably get to talking about video games at some point because you've completely lost it and you were swinging around a measuring tape
No, I wasn't doing that.
like it
Did
was a
did
like it
but
was a,
did
a
the cops
lightsaber.
not get involved in that situation?
Um, they stated it was a they weren't actually kidnapping them, so they just blocked the driveway and it was a civil matter. Sort it out.
But they're blocking access that's technically should be.
Well, I mean the drivers were free to leave at any time.
Yeah, but the vehicles
Not with
couldn't,
their vehicle, mind, but
which is blocking access. There's way, I don't know. I don't know
yeah,
why.
to be fair, law is just a weird thing. I mean, in America, you can just sue. So,
Yeah,
you know.
pretty much.
So what the these
So
random emotes here? Fun
random face.
engineer, stone lightning. I I don't get half of this stuff.
I don't know who they are. We're too
We
old
we
for this
we
stuff
we are
now.
two old men at this point. We're in our mid-30s now. We we started this shit too late. We started this whole thing in our 30s. So
Pretty
that's
much.
that's a whole thing. But okay, what have you been playing over the month?
Um,
Because I think
well,
the last
I just
the
got
la-
into Arc today because it
ah
took me
arc.
all of yesterday to download.
Oh my god, the hell is going on with it?
Well, it's 300 gigabytes.
Pardon?
340 some odd gigabytes.
No, there is nothing that needs to be downloaded on a computer. No one game should have that. Even Blizzard, and we'll be talking about Blizzard later. We've got some what the fuck Blizzard going on. Um, even Blizzard and World of Warcraft isn't 300 gigs,
Yeah,
is it?
it's not. Um, but yeah, I only have one hard drive in my computer. Well,
Mhm.
I have 4 total hard drives in my computer.
Yeah,
3 of which, if empty, could hold Arc.
that's just fucking
I
ridiculous.
had to I had to put Arc onto a standard hard drive because it wouldn't fit. The only SSD that it could fit onto was the one that my operating system is on
Yeah.
or my NVMe drive. My NVMe drive is 500 gigs and had 25 gigs free. So I'd have to delete everything that was on it, basically, to install this.
God damn, man.
But yeah,
Is it?
here's a fresh install of Arc, and I've just properties the folder. And it's at 85 gigs right now and counting. 106.
Hmm.
Still going up. 136, 250,
Okay, so we've
326
now,
gigs.
so 100 odd gigabytes. You've gone past the Mass Effect trilogy in HD,
Yeah. It
and we're
just went
still
up.
going.
It just finished to 326 gigabytes.
So, so I know that because storage has become bigger, games companies decided they didn't need to compress data anymore. Is that what the developers of Ark have done with this? It's just raw data.
I'm gonna say that to have a game that's this big, each tree in the world must be its own file.
Yeah,
Every single
sound
bush must be its own file. Like it has to be. Like there's
bush.
no way.
Yeah,
I said bush.
there we go. You know what? We might be in our mid 30s, but we've got the brains of people in our mid-teens.
Exactly. But like
Bush.
honestly, like I can't see any other reason for it to be this big, which is
Hmm.
part of the reason why they're making a remake of the game. The
Yeah,
remaster.
I've heard about this, like an Arc 2.
It's I wouldn't call it Arc 2. It's
Okay,
called Arc Ascension. It's supposed to
Ascension.
be a rebuild of Arc Survival Evolved on a new engine,
Hmm.
um, which should make it a lot more playable.
Okay, so far so good.
And I'm gonna hope that it's not gonna be another
Yeah,
300 gigs.
I was about to say, yeah, we're gonna look at compressing the file sizes here, gents.
I'm sure they've had a lot of problems with people complaining about a file size.
I mean, to be fair, they've had a
There,
lot of
there's
problems over the past couple of years. Remember what happened with Atlas?
yeah. See, there's pros and cons though about not compressing data. If they don't compress the data, it's a lot easier for your processor and stuff to keep up with and be less utilized so that it can do a lot more in game.
Yeah, it doesn't have to spend its time uncompressing said data to make sure it works. I mean, I guess that's the reason why we've had this whole like solid state business in regards to actually read write times
Yeah,
anyway.
because so many games were loading so much files so far, like trying to get it off the hard drives, and these slower hard drives were slowing down the game.
Yeah,
Um, in this situation, the files are so large that it would probably slow down the game no matter what kind of drive you had. Um, but
there's a big but.
at least it doesn't have to then take those files and extract them
Yeah,
or change them. The
I get you.
biggest thing about this game is that it just has so many maps now, and that's why it's so large. It's like I don't even remember how many maps. There's 5 or 6 different maps.
Mhm.
and they're kilometers long each, like
Wow.
10, 20, 30, 40 kilometers across, like square. So they're large maps.
Mhm.
Um, but even that shouldn't take up that much space because it's just most of it should just be the shape of the map,
Yeah.
the groundscape, whatever you want to call it, and then random objects. Say you have 1,000 objects,
Mm.
like the basic objects. I'm talking about rocks and stuff like that. You'd have 1,000 different standard objects
Yeah.
scattered and rotated and put in different orientations and stuff around the map. Um, I don't know how it's. I don't even know. I don't have words. It took me a long time
Magic.
to download.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah, let's just get down to that. It took so long.
Yeah. But I
Oh,
just started playing it, and yeah, my computer can run it pretty well, so I'm
it's
happy.
yeah, it can run it well. It can't run anything else well while it's running.
Can't run my webcam while I'm doing it.
Yeah. But such is the life of apparently AI generated things. Oh yeah, remember we can still do that. We can still
Oh
do that.
yeah.
Can I still do that weird setting? Can I do that with the background change in 1 minute? Might have to turn off auto frame while I do it.
Oh.
The weird eye contact beta.
Oh yeah. That was weird.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Do you want me just there you
That
go
is
for any?
so creepy.
It's weird. It is weird. The fact that I can look away like that and I'm still because I can look on my preview monitor now and I'm still like I'm side
Yeah,
eyeing the
that's
camera.
creepy.
It's really odd. But you know what it has done? Yours your eye contact beta hasn't done it.
No, I know. I am trying to remove
You
certain effects because you can only have two effects active, and
yes.
I don't remember how to do.
Yes you can. Oh that's so weird. I'm doing it all.
Yeah,
Welcome.
that's really, really weird.
If anyone gets to get a snapshot of that and just say Ryan's finally lost it, be my guest. Anyway, right, you know what? I need to turn that off now. That's just weird. That's
I
just
don't have
weird.
that effect right now.
Vignette. Ah, you probably got the older version of
I
Broadcast.
haven't. I haven't. Yeah, I'm quite a few versions back. I just haven't updated it because I'm lazy.
What has happened is you've now desynced from reality. Oh my god, I've got a spotlight now. I've set the vignette filter. Look. Oh.
That's kind of weird. Yeah,
Da, 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 da,
I don't
da,
have
da,
that.
da, da,
All I
da,
have
da.
is noise removal, background replacement, and background
Oh,
blur.
you mean like this one? Video noise removal. Yeah,
Yeah,
actually,
what does
that
the video
looks.
noise removal even do?
It removes video noise. That weird grainy effect when you've not lit stuff evenly properly. I mean, the
I don't see
quality
any
of it.
difference really. I'm just a little further zoomed out now.
Yeah, you know what? I'm weak, strong, again weak. Right. Anyway, back to my eye contact beta. There we go. That's how we do things. Yeah, I guessed it. less eye contact and more just zoomed in on the screen. Oh, we're messing with stuff here. But Terry just maintaining eye contact with his own crazy eyes. So while
I
Terry's
went
doing that,
cross-eyed there for a second.
oh yeah, there it is. Oh, oh. Yeah,
Yeah, it's really weird.
yeah, I know. You know, it's oh god, no, my eyes are cross-eyed now. What? It's just that it's this bit that takes you all out of it. One sec. There it is. That's the bit that always takes. Oh god, it's broken. It's breaking.
You're blinking. You're winking at me.
Anyway, right. Then the stupid thing. I'll stop messing around with technology, Ryan, and start talking about the game that you played. There
What
you
have you
go.
played?
I have played a weird distilled roguelike game called Luck Be a Landlord. It's a very simple roguelike game in the form of a slot machine. Very basic story. You have been given a new apartment. It comes with a free slot machine. And you can spend a coin to spin said slot machine and get money out of it. Because of that, your landlord every few spins wants an increasing amount of rent every week, month, every few spins. So, like, first of all, it's like, here's your slot machine, first rent, your rent's due in 5 spins, give me 25 coins. That's cool. You get to the end of it, if you've got 25 coins, that's great. The landlord then goes, great, your rent's now gone up. I want 50 coins within 5 spins.
50
Okay.
coins
Oh, Terry's
5 spin.
Terry's just messing with backgrounds now. He's got the starting soon background in his.
Totally don't.
Yeah, you totally do. Wait for it. It switches to stream offline. Wait for it. Be right back. Oh no, no! He's just removed the
Wait,
blur.
what?
You just completely confirmed it is. So oh, hello. We dropped frames.
Oh, did we draw? What? No,
We dropped
never.
frames.
No.
It's all right. It's fine. No one cares. So in order to try and because your slot machine. Oh, that's a blast from the past. Jeez. Do you remember when we didn't even try and bother having decent graphic design?
I
Now, that
honestly
being
wonder,
said,
is that still the one I have? Wait, what? Why did it come back?
that being said, just in case.
Oh.
Oh my god! Holy hell! It's wow. That's what we didn't even.
I wish up here I had the actual number. That would be funny. Because I don't even know what number it is.
So was this just the one where you two took over when I wasn't around or whatnot?
Well, this was over 2 years ago.
Yeah, sounds right.
This is in 2021.
Yeah, you got to think we've been doing vidcasts for quite a while. We've done vidcasts since 100 because 100 was the special that we just decided to just record, and then since Twitch we just it was easier on a recording purpose. It's amazing how much more effort we put into being lazier.
Yeah.
You know.
So how weird is it that there's just 2 of me now on this camera?
Yeah. Hey, look, Steph's managed to take part in a podcast, and he's not even,
I wonder how long it'll take him to notice that he's actually in the...
I mean, I don't know. So, look, be a landlord anyway. Your slot machine starts with 5 slots in it when they appear in view, or 5 symbols, and when they appear in view, you get money based on the symbol. Every spin, you get the opportunity to add a symbol from a randomized list of 3. In the idea that you gain more money, and it's your job to basically put in symbols that would your X4 streams. Remember that business? Yeah, so you put in symbols that complement with each other so you can maximize the amount of money you get per turn, because if you get to a certain amount of spins and you don't have the money, you get evicted. It's game over. But make it free. Terry, keep an eye on the ship, man. Turn yourself around. No. You see, there's no point. There's no point in you flying the ship from behind. Why? To be fair, it's so dangerous because you're facing this way. You need to turn your chair around because you're not even looking where you're going, man.
I'm trying to fly with cameras, okay? We're good.
Man.
We're good. We're open space.
Okay. So I succeeded in doing my first run. I got to the end because once you make all 12 payments, you beat the landlord, and he retreats to another floor. and then you have to do it again. But there's every time you complete it, there's a new floor with new modifiers to make the run different. It's weird. It's not usual for my roguelikes. I usually expect like a bit of action, running around, having to dodge, this a bit where you can slowly become a big badass, but if you get hit too many times, you die and your run's over. All that business. So just distilling it down to the idea of we're going to make a roguelike where you just push the word spin
Spin.
and you just have to make sure, you can slot machine, then that's fine. I got it from the Humble Bundle, which was like this weird, like, different roguelike. What's the name of the bundle? Let me just see if I can grab it. The bundle is called the Luck of the Draw Roguelike Deck Builders Bundle. So it's specifically for sort of. I'll just place it in the Twitch. There we go. That is a one hell of a link.
Yeah, I hate links like that.
Yeah. But yeah, it contains other stuff like me and Martin have played Dicey Dungeons. That's one of the games that are in there, and we kind of like that. But then some of these are different. I've never even heard of them before, so we'll go for it. Fights in Tight Spaces I've heard of.
Fights and tights.
Fights in Tight Spaces. It has a very it's weird. It had a very, I would almost say, a super hot style look to it, in the sense of just your characters are silhouetted. Stop measuring your dick on stream. That's a sentence. That's a sentence that's just been said.
Wow.
I just caught the tape measure out the corner of my eye, so I had to do it. And the fact that the worst bit is the fact that I did it without missing a beat was maybe saying missing a beat is probably not the greatest idea either. But let's move on. So yeah, the roguelike deck builder bundle. I'm going to try a couple more of the games. I've got one that's on there called Chrono Arc, which is an RPG, but it has roguelike functions in it. So that'd be an interesting sort of idea. So yeah, that's that. Right. Oh, here we go. He's in space. Oh man. Don't crash. Don't crash. There you go. That's been clipped.
This background's very distracting.
It is. It's very. It is. But to be fair, it's what I used to do.
So well.
It's what I used to do. I put a
so well for my seat too. Like,
yeah, it's almost perfect.
It's like, hold on a second. I'm a little busy, but I'll take the time to podcast.
I'm flying around. Autopilot should just be fine. And that's why pilots don't Twitch stream.
There you go.
So before we move on to news, I just want to say, we just come to the end of this, and MSI League of Legends, the MSI tournament, big esports tournament, has finished in London as of today. We're recording on Sunday, and it was a battle of the Japanese teams for the final.
Battle of the Japanese teams.
Yeah. The hot favoured Korean teams crashed out, but they crashed out a lot later than the European and American and wildcard teams did, because we suck. Just don't have the hands. In their own regions, they are the best of the best compared to the Eastern regions. There's just the Grand Canyon of gaps. But JDG Gaming beat Billy Gaming in a hotly contested fight.
Gaming?
Yeah, Billy Gaming. I was nearly on the idea that Billy Gaming nearly won. It would have been nice for them to win the final, considering they weren't expected to get that far. They were expected to beat the European and American teams, and they did. Given that the theme of the tournament was defy expectations, I guess they nearly defied expectations by being one of the playing group winners to beat the final, but they didn't. So, unfortunately, on that one, expectations were not defied. But it was fun all round anyway. So what that means is that the LEC is coming back in another couple of weeks, which means I have to start the sign-ups for the final chance for people to win the Fantasy League to join Martin and one of your bots, our clever predictive bot, Perky.
His new name is P3RKY.
P3RKY. I don't know if I've got the time to keep saying that. And welcome to. Well, I don't have to do it for this season coming up, do I? Because he's qualified.
Yeah.
Why have I?
I was gonna say, why did you point? There's nothing there to
I don't
point
know.
at.
No, why did I say he?
Why are you assuming?
No, that's not the Fuck no. No. It's an AI. It's an AI. Well, it's not an AI. It's a script.
Yeah, it's very basic.
It's a script. It's a very basic script that kicked our asses in winter, mate.
It was pretty sad.
That's just madness. But yeah, one more time for the remaining people who would like to try and take part. I.e. Stefan, who's just sat there and has made the assumption that he doesn't need to take part and try in the first two splits because he'll just win the third split. Money where your mouth is.
Money where your mouth is, Stefan.
So yeah, I'll do the sign-ups for that. And with that, let's move on to news. And
Around the world,
Terry,
around the
can you say it?
world.
Can you say it?
What the fuck, Blizzard?
Absolutely. You remember there was this really popular game called Overwatch, and everyone really enjoyed it. It was a nice take on like a 6v6 shooter, and did fun gameplay, and it had quirky characters, and it was almost like League of Legends but a first person shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I never played it.
do you remember how Blizzard basically have made shit decisions over the past few months and years outside of their harassment suits, in regards to just completely tanking any goodwill that they had.
Yeah.
Disclaimer: massive hypocrite, has pre-ordered Diablo 4, will be playing it when it comes out in 2 weeks' time. Anyway, with that out there, I don't pre-order games.
Except this time.
Except this time, and when I pre-ordered the Mage Seeker, and when I've pre-ordered Convergence, which I'll be playing, but I'll explain the schedule later on. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you have a whole bunch of pre-orders on.
Yeah,
that
I
you're
had a
gonna
whole
be
bunch of
streaming
pre-orders.
for,
Yeah,
right?
I finished playing through a pre-order, and now I'll be playing another pre-order on Tuesday. Or already have, if you're watching or listening to the VOD on this. But yeah, they made a point of, cocking up their Overwatch League, which was supposed to be their esports event in America, and cities would field teams, and it'd be like the NHL but with first-person shooters. But they decided that rather than do an update, a PvE update. Oh dear, what have you done to yourself there? You've screwed yourself over. Rather than do a PvE update or PvE update to Overwatch, Blizzard said that they couldn't do it with the current systems and had to do a PvE mode in the upcoming in Overwatch 2. Overwatch 2, the same game that have fucked up esports teams by reducing the team sizes from 6 to 5. Which means, all the orgs that had fielded their 6-man teams for Overwatch 2, because they've killed Overwatch now. You can't just say, no, we'll just have our 6-man teams playing Overwatch and we'll field a 5-man team for Overwatch 2. No, they had to move over, so they've then had to sit there and go, well, who's the dead weight we got to get rid of? What type of
Or
character are we just like,
who's the backup guy now?
Yeah. Who's the reserve? Who's the sub? So, they cut that up. But, they also released Overwatch 2 without the PvE mode, saying it needed more time because they were doing talent trees and stuff like that, and for a whole bunch of characters. It's all great, but we could all look forward to know they've cancelled it. The story-based PvE
Cancel.
mode that Blizzard were promising for ages has been cancelled. And what makes it funnier, and I've got this information not from the IGN article that Duncan put in, though I'm sort of reading that as well, because they announced it during a Twitch stream, because that's always the best. It was rumoured that in a bad bit of statement producing. Oh, Jesus, Terry. Turn your brightness down. Turn your brightness down, you fucking ghost.
I flew into the sun.
You flew into the sun. Jesus, man. Yeah, they had also made this plan months before they announced that they were scrapping it. So they held people on tenterhooks. Get our Overwatch 2. Don't worry, it's free to play, but there's nothing here for you to play, but if you keep playing, you might get the mode you want.
Might.
Now not. Let's just have a look at a quote from a director of this. Hold on, here we go. From executive producer Jared News, News, Neuss, News.
News.
Oh, perfect! You've set the tone. You've set tone here with your black and white. Here we go. Development on the PvE experience has not really hasn't made the progress that we have hoped. That's a typo.
Has not made.
Yeah, he continues. The team has created a bunch of amazing content, so there's awesome missions that are really exciting, brand new enemies that are super fun to fight, and some truly great and ridiculous hero talents. But unfortunately, the effort required to pull all of that together into a Blizzard quality experience that we can ship to you is huge, and there is really no end in sight or defined kind of end date where we can put into that world. And so we are left with another difficult choice. Do we continue to pour all that effort into PvE, hoping we can land it at some point in the future? Or do we stick with this set of values that we've aligned on and focus on the live game and focus serving all of you? Okay, point of order here. You're not serving all of people. There are people who wanted to play the game so they could play as a team game with their friends and not be constantly, screwed over by other humans. There's a reason why I tend to go when I'm so excited for the League of Legends story games, because it means I can enjoy what I like about the universe of League of Legends without having to deal with the other players of League of Legends, and they don't have to deal with me.
Well, see, that's sort of, in a way, kind of why I like TFT now over the other game modes in League of Legends, is because, okay, you're still playing against other people.
But your skill is purely defined by you.
Yeah, you're not reliant on other people, and if someone gets mad because you pick something that they want, they can't just throw your game.
Yeah.
The worst they can do is take something from you from the carousel,
Mm-hmm.
or
Or
try to buy
buy out your units and leave them on the bench.
Yeah. But that also cripples them as well.
Yes.
And we don't even know for sure that that actually affects. The only
Yeah.
thing that we know directly affects is taking things from the carousel.
Yeah, the thing with TFT is that what we know is there are a certain amount of each tier of champion in the shop. There is a fixed amount.
Yeah, but we don't know if
it's like we say, there's
everybody has their
29
own
tier 1
collection.
champions. That's a shared pool.
Is it a shared pool?
Yeah.
Because I haven't actually looked into it.
Yeah. So, for example, there are 29 tier 1 champions thrown into the pool at the beginning of a game of League of Legends or of Teamfight Tactics, for example. Doesn't say what champions are in that pool, just that there are 29 of them.
So in that situation, you can actually only get 1 gold? Oh no.
You can get a couple. Remember, there's also other stuff that's a starting pool, and then things like augments and stuff like that add more to the list and shit like that. But yeah, like you say, the only person who affects really affects your TFT game is you.
Yeah.
So, that's the sort of thing. And, yeah, with your team-based games, I can understand why things go. And to be fair, that's why in a lot of games, I mean, if I was ever to play Overwatch, I wouldn't be playing it unless I knew I had you guys as a team. We ride together, we die together. Bad FPS gamers for life. But yeah, it's just another case of Blizzard and especially because it's free to play, what they've hoped is that they've got a bit of recurrent user spending, and then they can just drop the people they don't need. As long as the people who are playing spend all their money on it,
Yeah.
no
Which,
worries.
unfortunately, I don't really play games where I have to spend money on anymore.
Yeah, it's just that's why I want decent experiences for the price I'm paying for stuff. Again, sat here playing Diablo 4, which guess what it has? What a fucking season pass.
Yeah.
It also, now that I've thought about it as well, and I don't, I actually I've been playing I played the Server Slam and I played the open beta, and I do enjoy it. It is a step up from, to me, it feels like it is a step up from Diablo 3. It does stuff, it's, it's done stuff there. What I don't like is them, now that I've had time to think about it, their end game content video that they had. It's like, here's the stuff that we have. We have unique things such as capstone dungeons, which means you have to complete this dungeon before the game determines you're allowed a new difficulty level. Okay, that's cool. It's not unique. Say hello
No.
to Ubisoft and The Division. Okay, cool.
And
Now that you said that, their other thing is nightmare modes of dungeons. Ah, okay, cool. Allow me to say hello to Digital Extremes and Warframe, and also Ubisoft and The Division.
also World of Warcraft.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be
Which
fair, that's their own. I guess they could kind of say it's.
yes, but it's not a first.
Yeah, it's not. It's not unique. To be fair, granted, they haven't said it's unique, but the way that they've done it makes it sound like they're the first that they've done it. Context is king. And then their last thing that they said is a weird hybrid PvE PvP mode called the Fields of Hatred, where you have to walk into zones where you not only have to kill monsters, but be aware of other players looking to steal your loot, because not only do you have to get the loot from the mobs in there, you have to bless it. It's all corrupted loot, which means you have to get them uncorrupted at a shrine that when you start uncorrupting your stuff, everyone is informed that you're there uncorrupting your shit. Hi, Ryan here. I'd like to inform you that has been done before in a game called The Division by Ubisoft.
A lot of things seem to be done by the Division by
Yeah,
Ubisoft.
I mean, as much as I'd love to shit on Ubisoft for being a scummy company, let's be honest, Blizzard, you know better. Yeah, I won't be. I might be playing Diablo, but let's be honest. No one's going to be inviting me to do any content creation for them anytime soon. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Right. Next story. Okay, we followed this one up. Me and Dee talked about this one last week, and it's just a bit odd. It's a bit odd. So last week, Amazon had announced that it's going to take some time, but they are going to be doing a Lord of the Rings MMO. Guest star Lily, not in the MMO. I have to,
Guest star Lily in the spaceship.
yeah, looking out the window.
There's
But
no bones out there, Lily.
in space, no one can hear you bone.
Bark,
Wait,
bark.
no one can hear you bark. Yeah, that would probably be
It's a lot
space.
better than nobody can hear you bone.
But yeah, where were we? Yeah, so Amazon said they were going to be doing a Lord of the Rings MMO. Forgetting the fact that there is already a Lord of the Rings, nice razor stickers, Lord of the Rings MMO already out. It's called Lord of the Rings Online by Standing Stone Turbine, now Standing Stone Games. It's already got tons of players. They've managed to get their some of their final content updates where you can finally walk into Mordor. I know one simply does not walk into Mordor, but for the
You
purposes of
can.
the MMO, you can. There was, in fact, the best thing on there is Lego Lord of the Rings. There is an achievement called One Does Not Simply, and the achievement description is walk into Mordor. Once you cross over the barrier from from wherever to Mordor, that achievement procs. It's just like one does not simply walk into Mordor. But yeah, so there's a bit of a I know that the Embracer Group have got rights to the Lord of the Rings universe now. The Embracer Group purchasing everything. They've embraced just grabbed everything.
They're living up to their name.
Yeah. But be a bit weird of, Amazon competing with Lord of the Rings against someone who was already doing Lord of the Rings. Well, the reason beyond that is that Amazon's, according to this article from Eurogamer, Amazon's boss, Amazon Games' vice president Christoph Hartmann, believes players will just simply walk over to their MMO. They will drop Lord of the Rings Online and just,
Well,
walk over. Well,
from our experience with MMOs back in the day,
yeah, I guess.
every new MMO that came out was supposed to be, and I hate to say it, the WoW breaker.
Yes, the WoW killer. But right, but no, this situation, this analogy would be like Blizzard having World of Warcraft, but then a Blizzard affiliated company having their own Warcraft MMO that's different to WoW and competing with each other. You know what I mean? It's a bit odd. It's like, what the fuck Amazon? No, we can't have what the fuck Amazon. That doesn't work. We need what the fuck Blizzard is unique because it should just be what the fuck Blizzard. WTF Blizzard. What do we have for Amazon? Just like
Why, Amazon? Why?
what? Wamazon.
Wamazon.
Wamazon. There we go. Yeah. It's just like, oh no, this is just Amazon trying to be the big bully here. In a conversation with GamesIndustry.biz, this is just a paragraph from the article. Hartman said he had a lot of respect for Standing Stone Games and how long it's kept its MMO running for. Quote, they have a not huge, but a very dedicated fan base. Basically, what this is just coming up is just like, Lord of the Rings is great, but it looks old. We've got flashy new technology. We can make you feel like you are part of the Lord of the Rings universe. I mean, to be fair, they were originally working with Tencent, so that would have put you off immediately. But I saw your head perk up when that happened.
I'm
So,
done with those rants, okay? Go away with the Tencent.
well, to be fair, your rants are now owned by Tencent, so don't worry about it.
That's okay.
Okay.
The Canadian government can now has its own firewall now,
Mm.
so they can block content that we see.
Well, we decided to just drop using Huawei phones, and we're not
Huawei.
building 5G masts
You're not
for
doing
them.
five. You're not doing
No,
5G.
we weren't doing 5G masts that would specifically be usable for Huawei phones.
Oh, I didn't know that they could have their
There
own.
was something going on with it. Don't worry about it. People think 5G melts your brain anyway, so let's be honest too. They were passing over
I
both
think
They were both
I think
passing over the
altered
vaccine and the
molecules.
virus. Depending on what conspiracy theories you want to listen to. I'd prefer not to listen to any of them, but that's just me. Uh, just sail off into the sunset, and off the edge of the world. Anyway, last bit of news, and this is an odd one. You've heard of the game Dead by Daylight, right? How about having Nicolas Cage coming into Dead by Daylight, and not a character, just Nicolas Cage. This was an announcement that, according to this, I've got this from Game Informer here, and I do it while seeing a realistic digital Nicolas Cage staring at me on the thing. If you click the link, you'll just see the
I'm gonna click that link.
click the link, click the link, and say hello to 3D dead-eyed Nicolas Cage.
It's a little off. There's some features that are a little off,
It's the
but it's
unmistakable.
definitely
It's the
definitely got his features.
yeah, it's the unmistakable talent of 3D Nicolas Cage. CG Nicolas Cage. But yeah. Behavior Interactive, who make Dead by Daylight, uh, released a teaser trailer for something on July the 5th. It's basically just the video is just Dead by Daylight Nicolas Cage teaser. And it's got as for what Cage's role entails, an in-game version of the Renfield Star only offers this nugget, according to Game Informer. There's nothing more powerful than imagination. One can shape the fabric of reality, transforming everything you think you may know. Honestly, to me, that would probably just be Nicolas Cage just ad-libbing that. I still need to watch that the film where Nicolas Cage stars as himself. Is him just like going through life, but then it's weird because then Pedro Pascal's in it, just starring
Yeah.
as his mate. It's just like, what is going on here? But yeah, I should probably get around to watching
He's
that.
always in some weird shit.
Yeah, yes, yeah. Is that where we drop this podcast off now and just start discussing the thing? Just Nicolas Cage. He always starts in weird shit.
Always in weird shit. Just leave it at
Always.
that. Always in
Yeah,
weird shit.
yeah. I think I might go to bed and watch Face Off again.
With
We'll just
Johnny Travolta.
take his face off. Yeah, with Johnny Travolta and Nicky Cage star in.
Face off.
Imagine if we just give people nicknames for their acting careers, just like, oh, here's Tommy. Here's Tommy Cruise.
I think he'd be kind of upset with you.
Then it's also starring Damo.
Wait, is that how we're gonna get publicity?
It's just start nicknaming Hollywood actors. It's
Because they
Jezza Renner.
if they ever heard our podcast, they'd be like, if they mentioned us once, we'd be everywhere.
Yes. Oh yeah, we absolutely would. That'd be just hilarious. Right, quick, get that clip out. I want to redo
Put it
Face Off,
everywhere.
but it stars Nicky Cage and Johnny Travolta.
Johnny Travolta.
Ocean's 11. Like I say, starring Damo.
Matt
The
Damon.
the Clune.
The Clooney.
The Clooney. Oh man. I mean, there is a new Indiana Jones film coming out, starring good old Harry Ford.
Harry Ford. Who's not looking any younger, I'll give him that.
No, but I mean, at this point, we're getting closer. Like, what was the name of the show? It was like that, the Young Indie Chronicles, where it starred, where it was basically Harrison. No, it wasn't Harrison Ford. It was Indiana Jones as a 90-year-old professor. So just like living in 90s, at that point, or he was like in the 90s. He was a 90s professor, but talking about stuff like prior to in World War II, where that was where most of the Indiana Jones films were. The main trilogy was set during World War II.
Yeah.
Then the fourth one that no one talks about was set during the Cold War.
We don't talk about Bruno, no,
Bruno.
no.
No, I've just got it in my head now. I've just got other actors that are just trying to think of
Good
other.
old Deppy John.
Debbie John.
Deppy John.
Oh, Deppy John. Oh, Deppy
Well, I was
John.
gonna go with Johnny, but then I was like, wait a minute, he is Johnny.
Just John Depp.
John Depp.
John Depp.
Good old
Who's
John
you
Doe
know
Depp.
who's managed to get himself through a dodgy case.
Yep. Good on him.
Rear Renaissance. They were clearly not made for each other. They
No.
they ruined each other, and
They're
my personal opinion, that was as bad as each other. Yeah, just get the fuck apart.
yeah, it's
That's just me. I don't want to.
just moved on right away. Just be gone with it.
Speaking of be gone, we should probably be going on this podcast because we're running
Be
over the hour.
gone.
So yeah, let's go through the schedule for this week because it's an important one. Tomorrow, he's measuring up. Tomorrow is the Not Yet Titled Monday stream where, whether I'm with D or not, will be the last stream of Speed Brawl. The Guinea League or Bust is basically where that is now. It's the final league of the game. It's a game where you have to try and complete levels as fast as you can, Streets of Rage style. Speed Brawl.
Yeah.
Then Tuesday is the Not Yet Titled Launch Day stream where I will be playing internet working, notwithstanding, because our net has been a bit dodgy recently. But I'll be playing Convergence, a League of Legends story, because it's launch day, so that'll be happening. Don't know what's happening on Wednesday, but Thursday we'll be on Teamfight Thursdays, where we'll be on the Murder Bridge again. Friday is play session that we don't know what's going on. We don't know what's happening on there. Who's there? What's there? No one knows. Saturday will be the plan on this. I'm going to try and see what I can do. The plan will be in the morning we'll be role playing Nottingham games, and in the evening will be the podcast, because we won't be able to do the podcast on the Sunday. Because on the Sunday morning I'll be doing role playing Nottingham games again, and then after an hour break,
we'll be doing the craziness stream.
Yeah, 12 hours, one idiot. No, not 12 hours, one idiot. 12 hours, five idiots. I still like my Photoshop. I'm not great with Photoshop, but I still like that image. I do. I like it. But yeah, 28th of May. Around 1 p.m.
There's
GMT.
only 4 of us around that.
Yeah, I couldn't find. There was the contestant space and 3, or like the host space and 3 contestant space. Because let's be honest, I just photoshopped Wheel of Fortune. If you look in the bottom left corner, you can still see where the reflection still says Wheel of Fortune, but we don't talk about that. But yeah, 28th of May, 1 p.m. GMT, or sorry, BST. That's 8 a.m. EDST. Let's say it right. Eastern Daylight Savings Time.
EST.
Or just EST. No,
I don't even know.
Because it's EST is Eastern Standard Time.
I think it's EDT or EST.
Yeah. One of
Eastern
them. Basically, 5
time or Eastern Savings Time.
Canada time. Eastern Canada time. 5 hours behind.
I call it
UK
Eastern
time.
because we never know whether it's daylight or savings or.
There we go. 8. Yeah, 1 p.m. 1 p.m. UK. 8 a.m. Eastern.
Making me wake up on Sunday morning.
Oh, just make sure you have breakfast. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
I'll have my Tim Hortons breakfast. Don't you worry.
There you go. Might get a McDonald's breakfast in. Oh no, it'll be lunch for us. So you know. So yeah, that'll be what's happening there. So like, share, subscribe, do all that. Follow us and prepare for chaos next Sunday.
Sunday.
There we go. So yeah, this podcast will be in audio form or wherever your podcasts are served, and will be on our YouTube this coming Wednesday. So that's just how it is.
This coming Wednesday.
Yeah. So from me and Terry, it's time to say goodbye. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
There we go. Peace.